Today I'm going to make a Babe Ruth 54-ounce bat, 40 inches long. The book is right here. It's called Babe Ruth, Playing the Game, My Early Years in Baseball. It's from 1920, he wrote this. And on page 29 in this book, he describes his bat. In 1920, let's see if I can, I don't know if it's coming in clear or not. I'll read it to you. You can pause that. He says, right out here, I have my bats specially made for me. They are of ash with a slender handle. They are 40 inches long and weigh 54 ounces. Some wag. Here's another book called Babe Ruth's Own Book of Baseball. On page 171, it says, you can just pause this. I'm cutting down the bat weight. I used to have 54 and now it's 46. All right, see that? Is that clear? Looks pretty clear. Hit pause on that and you got a whole page. Cool. The problem is Major League Baseball regulations say the longest bat you can make is 42 inches. This is 40, so it's legal. And 2.61 inches in diameter. The question is whether a 40-inch bat that's 2.61 inches in diameter or less even weigh 54 ounces. I'm thinking it probably can't. This is maple, which is around the same density as ash. If you made a bat that was legal, could it even weigh? I think a 54-ounce bat might, according to this, just have been a practice bat, like a big donut. You just pause that if you want. It says the 54-ounce bat was only used for batting practice, spring training. Might have been an illegal bat if it was over 2.61 inches. And we're going to find that out right now. Right now it weighs 104 ounces. When I lathe it down to a cylinder, 2.61 inches in diameter, I'll weigh it again and let you know. So I laid the 3-inch stock down to what it came down to before it was round. On this end it's 2.53. 2.53. Oh, 2.541, 2.539, 2.536. This end is narrower because I didn't have it centered as well. 2.538. I didn't have it centered as well on this side. This side I centered it better so it came out bigger. It's almost 2.1. What was it? 2.52. 2.52. I'm making this the barrel end because it's bigger. I'm going to make that the handle end. And what we got to do is weigh it. See what we got here. It was 104 ounces when it was a 3-inch square stock. So here's my scale. On. Tear it down. This already says 0. $74.4. The question is whether I can make a handle out of this and a huge long barrel and have it weigh what Babe Ruth said it weighed, 54 ounces, and still have it be legal. No, this is the barrel. Yeah, well, I knocked off another bunch of ounces. I'm using the R43 template on the handle anyway, as much as I can. There'll be a bottle bat up here though. This is the Hank Aaron used the R40. They all used R43 was Babe Ruth's design. So of course everybody had to use the same design. They all did. Hank Aaron used the R43. See? $58. 58.7. $55.1 ounces. I'm going to leave it there because I got to sand it. And also, what happens if it dries out a little? I got a pretty good taper on it. 55 ounce, plus I got to sand it. This is the final product, 55 ounces. I got to sand it. It looks like it's not the kind of shape that Babe Ruth ever used. He said he put all his weight on the end. So if he put all his weight on the end, then it would be more than 2.61 inches. This is 2.5 something all the way up. 54 ounces. If you take this weight off, put it up there, it's an illegal bat. 54 ounces. I made the handle thick too. No stride. Oh, this is way too heavy. This is way too heavy for the no stride. How about the with stride? Still way too heavy for with stride. What about against the stride? You gotta watch out, because against the stride. Oh. Not too heavy for against the stride even. Against the stride is how you put muscle into your swing. Never mind with stride. Never mind no stride. This is how they used to do it back in the good old days. Stride, boom. When you stop the stride, that's when you swing. I'll show you about that in a minute. Today I'm going to make a 54-ounce Babe Ruth R43 template bat, 40 inches long. I'll use ash this time. Here's ash. I'll get back to you. I almost got it round enough to turn on the lathe. It's a little bowed in the middle. This part's good, that part's good, but I got to take a little bit more off. You see, it's not really round enough. Does that look round enough to turn on a $160 Walmart lathe? I gotta cut some more off that end. All right. A 54-ounce, 40-inch ash baseball bat in the R43 template. And we got that down pretty smooth. Okay. I made a big bat in the R43 template, but I'm not going to weigh it yet. I'm going to make it bigger than it needs to be, because it needs to be sanded down anyway. You lose about 2 ounces when you sand it. And it's probably got about 20, 25, 30% moisture content. It lost 3 ounces yesterday by just laying it on the dashboard of my car in a hot 91 degree day. So on off. $75, 74 point something. Okay, there we are, 74.2 ounces, green. I'm going to put it in the one place I think is the best place. Just put it right there in the dashboard of your car. In the summertime, it's like 90 degrees yesterday. It'll be 150 degrees. That'll be about the best kiln I can do to kiln dry. That'll be dry in about 2 weeks. And then I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm down to 67 ounces. The barrel is 3 1/4 inches. That's probably way too big. I'm going to take this down in a straight line out to the barrel here. I've taken it down this much so far, but and I'm going to take that down to like almost 3 inches and see how much it weighs. right, I'm done. I got it down to exactly 3 at the barrel end. Exactly 3. This is 2.9, 2.8, 2.7, 2.65. An inch and a quarter down here. It's a beautiful thing, all sanded down with 40 grit. Now 100 grit. There they are. They're both 40 inches. The difference, the handles are about the same, but the difference is in the barrels. The one on the left is, they're both 54 ounces. The one on the left is the maple bat I made in the last video. That's legal because it never gets more than 2.61 inches. The one on the right is the R43. That's the same as that template over there. That's a 34-inch bat. But down there, in order to make it 54 ounces, that's a 3-inch bat at the end. It's illegal. The one on the left is legal. The one on the left is maple, different color. On the right is ash. Might be a different color because I didn't put the tongue oil on it yet. But I think they're going to wind up being a little bit lighter. Clearly an illegal bat. 2.61 inches is the limit. That's 3 inches. And it weighs 55 point. Boy, it likes to roll, doesn't it? 55.5. It's going to wind up being probably 54 when it dries out a little bit more. But the tongue oil, when you put it on, that weighs about an ounce. So it made that one weigh an ounce more. That's 50. That's 55. The other one wound up being whoa. Is this picking up moisture from the air or something? It's 56 now, 56.3. It wasn't that before. I think bats, the weight of a bat goes up and down depending on the humidity. I bet in the wintertime they're both going to be a lot less. And there you are, it's finished after 2 coats of tongue oil. The one on the right, ash, Babe Ruth, R43. Illegal because it's 3 inches at the barrel. 2.61 is max. Bat on the left, maple. Legal. Both are unusable. Those are practice bats. Babe Ruth never swung a 54-ounce bat. Except in practice. Too big. And not legal.